We are live. Hopefully all is well, and hopefully you're all well this evening. So welcome to the Funhouse. I'm going to start tonight. Volume on that. Turn that down. Right. So working on some Lord of the Rings in 2mm this evening. We might get to some Napoleonic flags or some Napoleonic figures, but most of the focus today is on these 2mm figures. So we're going to start off with a bit of dry brush for the bases. And once I've done the dry brushing for the bases, we'll then be able to get into painting the figures. That is the plan anyway. Try not to dry brush the figures. We'll save that for later. Evening, Steve. Evening, Robert. That's you caught me off guard. I wasn't even looking at the chat yet. So yeah, well done. Good points for both of you for getting to the chat before me. Hopefully you guys have had a good week so far. Mine's been a bit hectic, a bit crazy, but we are getting there. So I'm just, you might have caught, just doing a bit of dry brushing on some of these figures. On these bases. So that once I am done with the dry brushing, I can then get the figures painted. And that is the plan for tonight, is to try and get all these done. Now, I stupidly have put all these figures down in a way that is making it really difficult to get in, not only to paint the base, but also to do the dry brushing. So this might take slightly longer than it would usually take, but we're going to persevere. I'm going to try and get this done. I'm not going to worry too much because I will use the not the tufts, the flock, or the turf, the fine turfs to just get these finished off, or to cover up the multitude of sins, which I'm sure I'm going to have. Evening, Luke. I'm well, thank you. How are you? Good to see you again. Really appreciate you coming back for another week of the live stream. It's good to have you with us. Got some questions in the chat, but I am right. 2mm. I've been looking at a possible 2mm Napoleonic project after finding an interesting blog about using General d'Armée in 2mm at close to 1:1. But for this evening, I'm sticking with 28mm. Well, Steve, why change a habit of a lifetime? But yeah, no, I do think 2mm could be really good to get the things like 1:1 for. I think the medieval period would be excellent, and I Napoleonics. Why not? Could look really, really good in 2mm. So yeah, I would absolutely be with you on that. Right, I think that's going to do it for that one. So let's just whip through these other ones quickly, so I can move on to what else am I doing tonight? Painting the detail on these. Now I should have probably should have looked up some color schemes for these before I came on, but we'll be fine. Right, there's another one. Oh, that's maybe a bit heavy. We might need to cover that up, as I say, with a multitude of, or cover up the multitude of sins with some fine turf. Or just make this one a little bit brighter to match it. Yeah, I haven't worked out. Oh, evening, Dusty. Welcome to the live stream. Good to have you with us. Is this your first live stream with us, or first comments? Either way, you're more than welcome, and it's great to have you with us. I am working on some 2 mil Lord of the Rings figures this evening, which will undoubtedly feature in a video in the not too distant future. Not this week, however. But yeah, just to give you guys a heads up. As I said last week, one of the benefits of tuning in for the live stream is you get a little bit of behind the scenes, little heads up as to what is coming on the channel. So it's not a bad little thing to get involved with if you are fans of the channel. Sounds a bit odd that coming from me. Don't have that many people, but do appreciate everybody who does subscribe, tune in, watch, and all that good jazz. Lots of really positive comments in the chat. Sorry, yeah. First stream, I'm building some Plague Marines and saw your stream, so I figured I could come and hang out. Absolutely, Dusty. Good to have you with us, and that is what it's all about. It's just an opportunity for like-minded souls to just chill out, do some hobby. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So no, absolutely do enjoy your time this evening with us, and thank you for joining in and contributing in the chat. It's all very much appreciated. This is really really exciting. I say this every week, but I just am absolutely bowled over by the community that is building around this channel. And we have some repeat offenders, such as Steve and Robert. They are often in this live stream. I'm just going to change the camera angle slightly because it looks a bit wonky, but there we go. Hopefully that's a bit better for you guys. But yes, we have our regulars, and we have people who join us on the odd occasion, and new people who may well become regulars. So it's all very exciting stuff. I'm surprised Johan's not here yet, so we'll have to hold our breath and see how long it takes him to remember that the live stream's on tonight. But to be fair, I did only, I think I set this up, planned it this morning, so that's possibly why he's missed it. But just to give you a little bit of context, Dusty, this live stream generally happens every Wednesday from 8 o'clock UK time through to 9 o'clock ish, depending on how tired I am and what I've got on. There are some weeks when I can't be here due to being away with work or other life commitments. So, for example, next Wednesday, unfortunately, I am away with work. And therefore won't be doing a live stream, but generally speaking, that's not very often. So yeah, do try to tune in on a Wednesday if you enjoy this, and it's all about just chilling out, having a little bit of hobby chat, while we all tend to. Oh, I don't think everybody does hobby stuff, but to be fair, but I think most people do. Steve certainly does. He's got a lot of 28 mil and epic stuff to get through. It just goes to show that you do a great live stream. Well, I appreciate that, Robert. That's very kind words, and I have to say it's really nice to hear, because I don't always have a huge amount of confidence that what I'm producing is great. But no, it's really nice to hear that. So thank you, Robert. You are absolutely the officer in charge of morale, and you do such a good job on the live stream. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, right. So I've been having a think in my crazy brain. So I'm gonna, as you guys are, dare I say, if I were to have a membership of the channel, I feel like you guys would be the members, because I'm always bouncing ideas off you, and you guys are awesome from that. So really appreciate it. But basically, yeah, I was having a think, and I thought, what is my next discussion video going to be out about? And I know last week we had a really good conversation, and there was a great idea that somebody went, oh yes, that would be a great well, sorry, I said that would be a great topic. but I can't remember what it was. So if anybody can remember from last week, do please pop it down in the chat. Let me know, and I will make a note of it. I think I have a topic for this month's, but obviously there's still December's and subsequent months. So if you've got ideas for the discussion episodes, and for those who are new to the channel, the discussion episodes are a new thing for the channel, but it's videos where I try to sort of have an informal conversation on the camera, on the video, around topics that maybe are about the hobby, relevant, that sort of thing that people like to discuss. So for example, the last one was about the scales of figures that we use, sort of pros and cons of those. Yeah, the one coming up is going to be about age and how that impacts our trends in our hobby, and like our how we go about doing our hobby, as it were. Let's go back to the chat. Dusty says, awesome. I subscribe, so hopefully I can manage to make it more often. Really enjoy the wargaming community and always excited to meet new people who share this hobby of ours. 100% Dusty. I think that's probably why most of us are here. I'm not sure anybody's here to get rich, but if they are, good luck. But yeah, no, absolutely. It's great to have you with us. Thank you so much for subscribing. You are probably one of the crowd that have recently joined us, I'm guessing. Maybe even following that first discussion video, not sure. And I'd be really interested to hear where people hear about my channel. Is it from one of the Facebook groups that I post in, or is it just YouTube has suggested me? And that would be very exciting. But yeah, do let me know if anybody yeah, has that. Right, Steve says, oh yes, I painted my first Bavarian line soldier the other day. Quite a moment indeed. Robert says, I would do, but I have trouble remembering what I did 2 days ago. Yeah, absolutely. But well, this is my problem, Robert. So we're clearly in good company with each other. Um, oh, it was a really good thing, and I might go back and try find the live stream and see if I can go back through the chat and find what was said. But it was a really good topic, and I do want to cover it in my discussion episode at some point. Brilliant. Right. So minus a little bit of just yeah. All right. I'm not going to touch it anymore. Right. It's time to get into the detail. So let me just wash my brush out from the dry brush. Try not to get all my Napoleonic figures wet. Just my desk. Leave that to dry. Right. Now, I haven't actually worked out what color scheme I'm going to do, or what, not necessarily color scheme, but what colors I'm going to do these. So I've got these wonderful, I don't know how well you can see that. Let's see if you can get a good shot there. I've got these siege towers, which are absolutely fantastic, 3D printed by my friend Andy. Now I think we're going to go for like a wooden, we're going to do them in wood. I think we might do a mixture of wooden, like browns, just to, I don't know, kind of do something. I'm going to start off with a lighter brown, I think. Or do I go for a darker brown? I'm going to try to do some of the paneling. Now, this is going to be really interesting because it's so small that getting each line is going to be quite challenging. But we'll give this a go. We'll see if it looks good. And if it doesn't look good, then paint it black again and start again. And on top of this, I'm going to try to leave some of the black showing through so we get a bit of shadow in there as well. Yeah, that's looking all right. Really sorry that you're not going to be able to see much of this. This is where I'm a bit rubbish on the old live stream because I should do something that you guys can actually see. That would be useful. But I think this is coming out all right. Let's see. Can you see that? Maybe. Who knows? Right. Let's. just outline this. Yeah, maybe that looks good. Maybe, don't know. So I'm hoping to get this all done so that I can do some play testing with it down the club in the coming weeks. Start getting this ready for January's LotR day. We shall see. The hope is I should be able to do it, but yeah, we'll see. Robert says good luck. Thank you very much. I don't know whether this looks good or not. We'll see. Yeah, maybe. I think that looks a bit better. Just quick and yeah. Trying to leave some black between the sort of dots of brown. Yeah, that's not too bad. I'm kind of liking that. So we'll keep going on this route. We'll yeah. Yep, that's working. Right. Let's try to knock this out quick fire. Again, with the idea that because it's small scale, looking at it from a distance doesn't matter. There's lots of black showing, or some black showing. Cool, happy with that. Do I do the inside, or is that too much overkill? Might be overkill. It does look a little bit overkill, but all right. I guess I'm not going to really know until I get the whole thing finished anyway, so I'll probably just need to crack on and keep going with it. I'm sure that's what Johan would say if he was here. And he's not made it yet, so hopefully nobody was holding their breath, because I think we might have a few casualties at this rate. Am I going to do these? I assume these are like cross supports. Yep, that's looking good. I wonder if I could almost get away with keeping some of the walls completely black with just these cross braces in brown as a way of making you think it's wooden. Oh, that was absolutely shocking. Not 100% sure, but we are giving it a go. Doing the wheels, we'll get these. Yeah, they don't look too bad. A little bit on the back, or do I, put some. Got to actually just dry brush the ladders. I think that's what I'm going to do here. Dry brush the ladders. Lovely. And then we're going to get a little bit of yeah, that's looking all right. Yeah, okay. That's not amazing, but it's not terrible. I think what I might do is a bit more on the sides. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm really just got a bit of concentration on at the moment, which is, well, for those who are regulars will know I do this from time to time when something's new, when I'm not used to doing it. But yeah, absolutely trust the process, Steve. You're 100% right there. So we're just going to keep going. I'm going to try to keep talking to you guys. So that's who I'm here for. But I think just some small little dots of brown is just working just enough to give an impression. Yeah, all right. I'm looking at that thinking that looks like a siege tower. Yeah. So I think the best bet now, before I go all out and do all that, is just to have a look at it with some of the figures painted as well for the base to just get an overall appearance. Now, I'm not going to, what am I not going to do? I want to start with the cave trolls. I think just debating whether to do this as a dark grey or a light grey. Also, I'm going to throw some linen in for the loincloth that these beasts wear. So I think what we'll do a bit of grey and we'll do a bit of linen. I think I'm going to go for the dark grey to get a good contrast, and that will also let's see what we got here. So one dot for the head, a couple of dots for the back, a couple of dots for the leg, and we'll do the loincloth in a second. Love it. And we'll do a little dash for the arm. Yep, yep, that is the winner. Dot, 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 dot. Leg, one, leg, two, arm, and arm. Lovely, I'm liking that. Let's see, you've got to do a little bit of detail on the front as well. I say detail, like a quick dot. One, two, three. Yeah, cool. Dot for the belly. Yeah, yeah. I'm quite liking these. I think they stick out enough. Let's just get that's a good dot there. Nice legs. Yeah, good. Let's get the loincloth on. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to show you these up close. I will try in just a second. Just get this loincloth jobby done. It probably doesn't actually look enough different to the grey, but hopefully that is enough. Right, let's see what I can do with the magic of the camera. How is that? Can you see that? Does that come out on? I'm not 7 people watching. That's really helpful. Have I got enough? Yeah, it's really, really tricky, isn't it, to see those? But hopefully, you get an impression of what that looks like. So, next thing will be I need to paint the orcs and go with it. Not the cave trolls. It's going to take some time. Let me do the cave trolls on this big base here because hopefully I can get that done relatively rapidly without getting bored. And just do a dot on all the backs of the heads. I'm massively into dot painting at the moment, like painting where literally you're just putting dots of paint on things. Like it really appeals to my simple nature. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, I did have a question for Dusty that cropped up in my head. Oh, Dad Lost Games. Good evening, welcome. I'm not sure we've seen you before on the live stream, so thank you very much for joining us tonight. These are actually 2 mil Lord of the Rings. Yeah, but good to have you all the same. Dusty, I was going to ask, what are Plague Marines? Is that a 40k thing? Because I'm not familiar with 40k. So if it is, I'm prepared to learn something. Close in there. Yes, 40k. Oh, thanks, Dad's Lost Games. Appreciate that. Always like to learn something in the community. With the community, I guess. Depending on how you look at it. So there's 2. I should probably do the front as well, and I can definitely the front line. That's again new to me. Not really very clued up on 40k for my sins. So apologies. Although I do like watching Zorbazorb. And again, he talks a lot about 40k, and I don't really follow. But his terrain's pretty cool, so also like his Lord of the Rings stuff, which has obviously been a huge inspiration for my channel with my Lord of the Rings in 2 mil figures and stuff. I think the cave trolls are looking quite good. I learned something new about the hobby every day. Honestly, Dad's Lost Games, I think that's just the way to go. I'm very much fall into that camp. So, yeah, always a good place to be. Sorry, just concentrating again. Getting pretty bad at concentrating. Not the easiest of things to do when doing a live stream, but we try our best. Right. On our way to getting 4 of these done. Can't remember how many put on the base. Evil Space Marines, if you're familiar. I am vaguely familiar with Space Marines, but the fact that they're evil, very interesting. That adds a lot of context, so thank you for that. Right. We are working our way through these cave trolls. I think, yeah, that looks good. Yeah, right, 4 down. 4 down. How quick are these? This is where I try not to think about all the others that I have to do. I just go, right, it's 4. That's a great start. If I was doing 28 mil figures, I wouldn't have got 4 figures done that quickly. So, yeah, it's encouraging. Always try to do things a small bite size because it feels less daunting and therefore easier to achieve. It's one of my little techniques. But and I think I did a video not too long ago on kind of my little tips for getting projects done, which went down relatively well. I had a few comments like, "Oh, well, get off YouTube. That would help." Dusty says, and today I learned there are tiny Lord of the Rings models. Do you play war games with this? or is it just for a display? No, it is for gaming. If you haven't seen my playlist, do check it out. I have built Minas Tirith, I've built Osgiliath, I have Riders of Rohan, I have Ents, I have all sorts of figures, and they're all in this scale. And I have to say, absolutely love them. They are a lot of fun. Probably one of the most favourite projects that I have actually done in my time as a wargamer. And, oh, yes, right. Let me finish these cave trolls, and then I've got a little surprise. Not that I've finished it, but I thought I would show you anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna get these finished. Go for it, painting. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the live stream again. Another new face, so very, very welcome here, and thank you for joining us. It's really encouraging to have your support. And we are just chilling out. I'm painting some 2mm Lord of the Rings figures, and that's what I'm working on. Are you working on anything? Are you painting this evening? We've got all sorts. We've got 40k Evil Space Marines. We've got 28mm. Steve, are you on Napoleonics 28mm tonight, or are you painting something else in 28mm? But anyway, I basically go for it painting. This is a bit of just a come in and chill out sort of session. Nothing too serious, but is a good way to encourage me to actually paint stuff. So that's really the purpose of this. Yeah, Steve's on 28mm Napoleonics, which is not really a surprise if you've been on the live stream for some time now. Steve is doing a cracking job on those. In fact, actually, wasn't it a CW or was it a... No, it wasn't AWI, so it must be... it must have been ACW that you were working on previously. And that was the Epics, I think. But again, I could be remembering all wrong, so Steve will correct me. He's very good at that. Steve is your 28mm man. Dad's Lost Games. He's really, really. I've not actually. Have I seen any pictures of them? I can't remember actually. Right. More importantly, let's get these. Let's get these painted. Not more importantly. Sorry, Steve. That was very harsh. Just trying to get these done so that I can share my little exciting bit of behind the scenes, not released yet, to the YouTube world. I noticed nobody's been reminding me to drink tonight, so clearly we've forgotten since last week. But I have been drinking, so don't panic. Staying hydrated. Little inside joke for those who are new to the channel, but on these live streams, I often get to the end and think, "Oh, I've just done an hour talking, painting, and no liquid has gone into me, other than I suppose the odd bit of washing my paintbrush out and licking it afterwards to get the point. And yeah, that's probably not the sort of liquid I need to be taking on, and it's kind of gross, but there we go. It's a wargamer's life for me. Right, we are getting there, guys. We are getting there really, really close now. Once I've got these last few on the front here done, I shall reveal a little exciting bit of news. Something I've been working on. Let's put it like that. I got a huge Perry Twins box set of ACW. I traded a Nurgle Greater Demon for it. Is that? I assume that's a good deal. So well done. Dad's lost games. That's sounds encouraging. We're getting there, nearly there. I've just got to do the backs of these guys, and then it's literally a dot and a dash and a dot and a dash, and it's repetitive at times, but it's very quick to do, I find. And the nice thing is that it's all about tricking the eye. I find on these 2mm, you're basically using dots to create shapes in the right colors that then just tell the brain, oh, that's such and such. I know what I'm looking at. That's 2 shoulder blades and a back. All right, excellent. Glad you know that, because that's not what I painted. Anyway, Steve says, yep, had the ACW game 2 weeks ago. I only did about 1,000 epic miniatures. The overall game was about 12,000 minis on an 18-foot table. That is impressive, and hopefully you had a great time, Steve. That is quite, I'm going to have to say it, but that is quite epic. So yeah, well done. A friend of mine tried to get me to do epic Napoleonics, but yeah, I had to refuse at that point. Do I need some legs here? What am I just going to do? Yeah, I think I'm going to do... Right, so I think that's all the grey bodies on these. We'll do some more cave trolls in a bit with the other bits, but let's just get a loincloth on these guys so they're not so nude. And again, just a dash. That's all I'm going for. That one looks like it's got a great belly. That is fantastic. Really, really, yeah, liking these. And again, there's a point where I find that it all comes together. You don't see these really ugly painted figures that look awful. You start to see, oh, that's that unit. That's that one. It really is a clever little work of art. Where are we up to? It's about the same price, so it was a good deal. Excellent, Dad's Lost Army. No, Dad's Lost Games. That's really cool. Can't remember the last time I did trading of anything, unless you count going to work and I trade my skills and time for money. But I don't seem to be getting as good a deal as I'd like, so it's a bit of a shame. Anyway, we're not going to talk about work. We're going to talk about work. Honest. Cool, get some loincloths on the back of these. I think that is absolutely what I was aiming to achieve. So I'm really, really pleased with how they're coming out. Good stuff. and a quick little flick of the paintbrush is all that I'm doing, and they are looking really nice. So on that note, I'm going to call those cave trolls done. So that's really encouraging. Once I have shown you what I'm going to show you, I will move on, I think, possibly to the Nazgul, because I think they're going to be a lot of fun to paint, and I'm really excited to do them. To be honest, the bit that I'm least interested in doing is actually the orc figures, these big blobs. So, if anybody's played Strength and Honor, the game, one of the mechanics in it is you have setback cards and you have disaster cards. So if something bad happens, like you get pushed back, you might pick up a setback card, and that has a number on it, and that goes towards your breakpoint. So when you have accrued enough cards that you hit your breakpoint, you lose the game. If something really bad happens, then you might get a disaster card. Now, I have my friend Andy did some 3D printing for me, including all these towers, the siege towers, and the Nazguls and the cave trolls. He's also printed me some card holders. So I have one for setback cards, which hopefully you'll appreciate. It's quite good. I've gone for a nice black paint scheme, gold on the letters. I've got gold on the Elvish writing, and I'm going for white on the Tree of Gondor. So on each box, I've got two sides of trees, this side and this side, and then I've got the rings on each side, and I've just done them with a gold Sharpie. I've got to do this tree here, but then that is that one done, and the same on the disaster box, disaster on top, and then I've got the rings either side. I need to cover up that mistake there, and then I've got the trees as well. So yeah, really pleased with how they've come out. I do need to decide whether I'm going to do like a light grey sort of dry brush over the edges, or whether I'm just going to leave it looking very black. It certainly stands out, and you'll be able to see them on the table. But I think the black does make the gold and the white just really pop, which is what I was going for. So I'm sort of a little bit loath to do a dry brush. But Robert says, "Whoa, they look brilliant." Thank you so much, Robert. To be fair, Andy really deserves all the credit. The printing on them is fantastic, and it's just very crisp detail. You can't see any print lines, which is fantastic. And they are going to really do the job. So really pleased with them. So yeah, that's good news. So really excited about those. Going to jump back to one of these towers again. What do I do the Nazguls? My only concern with the Nazguls is I've got to remember what sort of colours they are, and I'm sort of tempted to do the wings at like a grey colour. On the sort of soft fabric bit. I say soft fabric. I don't know what it is, what the wings are made of. Well, I'm not sure. So I'm going to do some more of these siege towers. And then we'll see what the time is after that. I did think I was going to get these done all tonight, but oh, that's a massive mistake there. But we'll just keep going. We'll see how far we get. It's at the end of the day. More about having fun, doing a good job. Let's see a little bit. You can tell I'm concentrating again, can't you? Because I've gone quiet. Lovely. To be honest, I think these are going to work quite nicely. They look the part. That's the main thing. Lovely. Yeah, that's working. Yeah, happy. I think just on the front here, I'm just going to blast through some lines. Try and blast through some lines. Let's see what we got. Dusty, do you have other miniature hobbies beside the Lord of the Rings one? Yeah, I do. That's a really good question. So, my latest project I've started is 6mm Napoleonics. Uh, Quite a few videos recently on that, so do check those out. I've got in progress, because everything's in progress, unfortunately, not so much completed, but I've got 20mm German Fallschirmjägers, I've got 20mm Russians, Soviets for World War II. I've got loads of 20mm modern stuff to go with the rule set that I've written, which is called Contact Front. And I've got quite a lot of 28mm Wild West figures for Dead Man's Hand on the go. I also have Gates of Antares figures that I've started as well. So yeah, I have a huge number of other figures, which I probably should do more with more regularly, but it's all about the time. How much time have I got? Between work and family, I don't always have as much time as I would like, and I'm sure we can all recognise that sort of those sort of burdens. So yeah, I should say, Dusty, what's your main sort of? I mean, do you have a main game that you play? Are you more of a sci-fi fantasy, or are you a historical gamer? What's your cup of tea in the hobby? Dad's Lost Game says Dead Man's Hand is a good game. I enjoyed it. Yeah, definitely. I would agree with that. I've done a few games recorded on the channel, so I've got a playlist for Dead Man's Hand. So if you're into that, do check that out. Trying to think what else I've done more recently. I mean, I've got a Falklands British fleet, and some Argentinian ships and some naval warfare for the Falklands, but I've not really touched that for some time now. But yeah, I've got a lot of different interests, pretty much all historical. I mean, Gates of Antares is sci-fi, and I did a 20mm Stargate game using Contact Front, which is quite good fun to play. I think I've got a game recorded on the channel. So if you're interested in a bit of sci-fi, feel free to check that video out. I did some Vietnam stuff for NAM 68 by Warwick Kinraid, which is quite a good game. And of course, played quite a bit of Battle Group in my time. Well, I say quite a bit. I've played some Battle Group, played all sorts of various stuff, Chain of Command, bit of bolt action, Yeah, all sorts really, just anything. I've sort of had to get into a little bit more of picking a game and working to that, but coming from the club sort of environment, where we play one game one week and a completely different game the next week, because of just different people's interests and all sorts of things like that, then it's you know don't always play the same games, so which I think works for some people. And I know I haven't made it to the club as much as I would like, but I know some of the guys that I play with have been doing a campaign using Chain of Command version 2 to try and learn the rules a bit more. So yeah, yeah. What's Dusty say? I'm mainly 40k now. Have played MESBG in the past and Old World Warhammer, but I'm interested in everything miniature. At some point, I hope to play some World War II games. Well, there are plenty of really good games out there for World War II. So yeah, I don't think you'll have any problems. Seems to be a very popular period to game, so I think you'll probably find opponents. Ah, brilliant, right? Not made as much progress as I'd hoped today, but I think we made a good start. And if I can get maybe a couple more of these done before I sign off for the evening, that would be good. And I've got to what am I going to do? Got to try work out what colours to do the Nazgard. I am heading off to Warfare show at Reading. Not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. I think I'm going to be there on the Sunday. So if you are in the area of Reading and you're going to be going to Warfare, do let me know. We're happy to say hello. We'll probably do a show report, so keep your eye out on the channel for that one, as well as a bunch of other videos that I've got in the pipe work. I have actually already done Sunday's video, so that will be dropping at 6 o'clock on Sunday night, as all my videos do pretty much. I used to do a video on Wednesdays, but I've replaced it with the live stream, and to me, to be honest, that works better for me. Let's see what we've got. Dusty says, yeah, my town has a bolt action community, but it's the time and money commitment that's keeping me from trying it at the moment. Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I think one of the things I learned growing up in a sort of becoming a wargamer in a club was that there are so many games out there and so many miniatures. You don't have to do one of the big ones like bolt action. Um, there are loads out there. So and figure wise, you don't have to buy all of them from Warlord. That's kind of one of the cool things I learned. Although it can be very useful to go to one shop and get everything you need, but there's some really good other parties out there as well. And I'm liking how these are coming on. Quite quick to do, which is good. And I think they look the part, which is what I was going for. Lovely. Cool. Robert says, if I well enough, I will be at Warfare. Brilliant. Oh, that's great news, Robert. It'd be really good to meet up and say hello in the flesh. So, feel free to drop me a message, and we can try to meet up if you'd like. If you're going to be there, I'm going to be there on the Sunday, I think. My nephew's birthday celebrations look like they're going to be on the Saturday now, so I will be having to go up on Sunday, but that should be fine. I shall be collecting a good sized order from War Bases, and I shall also be aiming to go over to Bacchus and get some more packs of 6mm Napoleonics. So, yeah, if you see me, obviously you might recognize me from my videos because I do show my face. Feel free to stop me and say, "Oh, hello, I watch your channel." It's always appreciated. It's always nice to meet the people that watch my channel, just to make sure that they're not completely barking mad like me. Makes me realise that we've got a channel here watched by sane people as well, not just me. Right, we are moving along quite nicely now. Just going to be doing the top of this. Oh, sometimes my brush strokes are a little bit on the thick side. Oh well, 3 planks it is. Sometimes I think it's having the patience. Sometimes about having too much paint on the brush. All sorts of good stuff like that. Excellent. Right, that is looking good. Wheels are done. That is another one done. So that is 3. How long did that one take me? Well, probably about 5 minutes. 3, 4 minutes maybe. I don't know. Oh, right. My eyes are definitely getting a bit tired. So I think I'm probably going to pause there. There's no point pushing on if the quality is actually dropping. But really, really appreciate all the support. As I say, keep your eyes open on the channel on Sunday, as I will be releasing my next video, and then no live stream next week, unfortunately. So I do apologise for that, but we'll hopefully be around the following week after that. Keep your eyes open on the channel for these guys, because they will be coming in a showcase video pretty soonish, I think. My hope is probably 2 weekends time, so that'd be the weekend that I'm away, that I'm going to Warfare. But the week after Warfare, that Sunday, I'll probably then have my show report out then, and I've got to still squeeze in my discussion episode as well. So lots happening on the channel. It's nice to be in a position where I've got loads of content planned out, and I'm really sort of stretching out into the distance. So all very good on that front. Thanks again to all the new people getting involved tonight, as well as my long-term supporters, and people who've been really supporting this channel and the live stream in particular recently for quite some weeks now, in fact months at this point. Robert will be looking forward to it. I can do with picking up some bits for Dead Man's Hand Pilgrims. Lovely. Thanks, Steve. Much appreciated. Thanks to Dusty and Dad's Lost Games, and some of the other names we had here. Go for it painting. Thanks for tuning in and commenting. And I think that we also have Luke as well. So yeah, so lots of people tonight. Thank you very much for that. Keep keep liking my videos, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. Really, really appreciate all the support. And I will catch you in the next video on Sunday. Until then, take care, stay safe. We'll see you soon.